We've got this beautiful print here of this flower arrangement here in the window with the curtains and that. That would make a beautiful picture on its own, as you know, but we're going to 3D it, layer it up. Now what I've done is I've cut out all the sections, I've printed them off and I've cut them out, and I'll just put them to one side, and I've put on the back ready some foam tape. That's all I've got here, just some of this foam tape. I've cut some strips, cut some small pieces, cut down the length here just to give some thin pieces on the windows, etc. And I've done that on all the different ones. All I have to do now is start with my first one, and you can see how that fits over the top there, and you're creating the window bars, so you're getting a little bit of depth already as if you've got the window, the seam behind the window there. So we're just going to start taking the foam pads off the back, the tape at the back, and then we can start sticking it all together. As you can see, when I stuck this down, you've got one layer of paper here, so this dips a little bit. To compensate when I stick this next part of the curtain, here I've put 2 layers on this side of the foam tape, so when I stick it down it will be a natural lift. And that just sticks down there over the top. I've also cut out all of the flower sections as well, and I've put the foam pads on the back, and there's all the step-by-steps. If you arrange it onto your wax paper in the order that you'll be sticking them down, it makes it less complicated when you're sticking it together. I've also got another sheet here with 2 strips of the curtain. Using a little bit of artistic license here, what I'm going to do with these is stick these on the inside of the mount, or the card mount. So I'm going to use one that side, and I'll wait and see, but I think I'm going to use one on either side as well, which will help frame it. A little bit of artistic license there. Now the 3D picture here is ready to be mounted into the frame. You can leave it like this, it's got the watercolour effect to it, or you could even give it a few coats of varnish. Very simple to do. A varnish I've got here is a varnish which is water based, but also dries clear, totally clear, and it doesn't colour, doesn't go yellow with age. So make sure you choose your right varnish. And the first thing to do is just go over. It's much better to give fine little coats, and then you can build up the layers to the thickness you want. So just go over everything, use your little brush for the fine detail and maybe a larger brush for doing the curtains, etc. So just put on as many coats of the varnish as you want. Now you can see that I've finished the picture and I've varnished it. I've given it about 4 layers there, and you can see how nice and glossy, almost like a porcelain effect. Now we're going to build it up into the frame, and I've got these cardboard strips here. You can use 2 or 3 layers of corrugated card or something like that, and these are just going to give it some height so it lifts the mount up and gives you that depth. So those go on there first, like so. Stick them down if you want to, but I find they don't generally move. Now this final bit here, I took the mount and the curtains, I cut one out here on the left and one on the right, and I stuck it onto the back of the mount so that when you put it on here, it gives a height. Actually, wrong way round. There you go. It gives you the height there. You can see here you've got that added 3D look. So that's that on the top there, just assembling it all nicely. Then on top of that, you can put your glass. Make sure your glass is nice and clean on the inside. That protects it, stops all the dust going on. And then finally, we've got a nice black frame that we're going to put this one in. Just secure the back of the frame, and then it's ready for hanging.